Ahmad Hanandeh.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, allow me to say thank you to Seedstars for their invitation. I'm so happy to be here talking about the Jordan experience and engaging and helping and supporting the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Jordan. Fear of disruption, it's there. Almost all industries are so scared about when this idea comes to their mind, they get scared. They don't know what to do. Most of them are trying and trying. So disruption is happening. Future is a disrupted future. We have to accept it. It's a fact. Technology is becoming a lifestyle. It's not optional. We have to be admitting this. What's happening in our industry, as you see, in the MENA region alone, we have 360 million unique users. They're going to grow to 399 million. We have doubled the number in SIM connections. Most of the studies say that there will be so many. Some of them say there will be 100 million connections in 2025. Others say there will be 30 million connections. I'm with the school that says there will be 100 billion connections in 2025 to serve 7 billion people in the world. We're contributing to GDP. We're at around 4% of the GDP in the MENA region. We invest billions of dollars and we create millions of jobs. And this is the online world. What's happening in the online world in 60 seconds. I'm sure most of you have seen this so many times. The way we see it, we see social, we see commerce, we see education, we see applications, videos and content. This is what we see from our perspective. So in 2011, we launched, when I joined telecom, and that was my first time I joined telecom coming from logistics. At the same time I joined, we launched 3G in Jordan across the country. That was in February 2011. I joined in July 2011. By the end of 2011, the total usage in Jordan was 20 terabytes per day across the country using our network. And we were happy. 20 terabytes is too much. Number of customers budgeted for the whole year was achieved in the first 45 days. We ran out of devices. This is how much the demand was for internet. 2011 we launched. 2015, it was 450 terabytes per day. Today, we do more than 1,200 terabytes per day. And it's all going into this. Why do we invest? What are we trying to do? We want to be more competitive. We want to make more money, revenues and profits. We want to meet the expectations of our subscribers. And today, rather than subscribers, we have the users. 50% of the people on our network today are users and not subscribers. And we need to meet their expectations because they impact the subscriber decision. We need margins. We need to go into untapped markets. This is just to tell you what's happening. This is the 10 most innovative companies according to strategy and analysis source. Look at Tesla. And look at Amazon. Look at Microsoft in comparison. In 1995, the top 500 companies, according to an article I read for Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, the top 500 companies that used to exist 19 1955, how many of them do you think still exist? 11%. 89% either lost their power, exited the market, or got acquired. Another thing, those companies exist 1955, 80% of their assets were tangible. 80% of the assets of most of these companies, intangible. They asked the executives, according to Harvard Business Review study, they asked the executives who anticipates that their industries will be massively disrupted by technology, and this was the result. Telecom came second, so they all know that their business is going to be disrupted. This is some numbers from the Middle East. We are a young nation. 50% of our population is below 25 years old. $3 billion has been raised in technology investments in the Middle East by corporates. According to the last number I have seen, there is $8 billion funds to invest in startups and the entrepreneurial ecosystem in the Middle East, in the MENA region, and it's growing. So we thought at Zain, what do we need to do? Innovation is the answer. We need to get into the innovation internally, and we need to connect to the external innovation platforms. So we decided to go into a direct link with the entrepreneurs rather than the indirect link, and from there we established the first of its kind department, Corporate Entrepreneurship Responsibility, to work hand in hand with the corporate social responsibility in defining the role of Zain Jordan in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And accordingly, we had to look into this ecosystem. We had to understand the journey of the entrepreneurs. We had to learn it ourselves, because that's what we were going to implement on our new ideas and new innovative solutions in the company. And we had to create something similar, a process that we take the entrepreneurs through. After establishing the CER division, and after 1 year of dealing with the startups, we realized we're too big, we're not easy to access, and accordingly, we have to take one more step. We created Zain Innovation Campus, so we created a complete off-site facility that accommodates startups and act as a cornerstone in the entrepreneurial ecosystem, plus an enabler for the entrepreneurs in Jordan. What we did so far, we did 2,128 events through this platform in 3 years. We received 100,000 people into these events. We supported 129 startup projects. We invested in some of them. We signed commercial agreements with 45 of those startups. 35% of them are female startups. 89 are tech startups. 40 are non-tech startups. And we have 100 strategic partners from all industries in Jordan and outside Jordan, regional and global. How did this give us the benefit? When we started Zain Innovation Campus, to be honest, everybody told us, it's too costly, and it's a cost center. We said, no, this is going to help us to improve the innovation culture within the organization. It's going to open up to the 50% of the population, and that's the youth. It's going to help us to reach out to them. It's going to help us to improve the innovation within the organization. In 3 years' time, the results were extremely good for us. We launched many products with the entrepreneurs working with us. We managed to create a culture of innovation within the organization. It paid back positively to Zain as a corporate, and it's an identity within the community, and it helped us to communicate with the youth in a much better way and to become the most trusted brand for the youth in Jordan. And today, Zain Innovation Campus exists in 5 universities. Another 2 universities are coming up this year, and Zain Group took a decision to implement the Zain Innovation Campus idea in all the 8 markets where we are operating. Time is over. Thank you very much again for the invitation.